Welcome to the Babe Ruth Bucket podcast. This is Liam, the author of the Babe Ruth Bucket. I'm going to be talking today about planning for retirement in the new normal. God, I hate that. I hate when they say the new normal, right? But we have to talk about it. We have to be prepared for it, and we have to make the right decisions. We live in a world now that's you can call the virus whatever you want, but we're in a virus world, and at least in the foreseeable future, we're going to have to deal with it. And so what are some of the things that are happening? One of the things that I think people are doing is that they're slowing up on their retirement plans. And I don't understand why they're doing that. I think if I were to do anything at this point, I would continue to do what I'm doing. Again, I'm a big advocate of if you're not changing any of your other habits, why are you changing what you're already doing? Now, I understand that I would get some people to say, well, I just lost half my income. I'm not working. They shut me down. I'm not at work. I can't do this. I understand that. Well, that becomes a different circumstance. Now, if you had 10, 15, 20 years in a Babe Ruth bucket, you might be able to be living off that Babe Ruth bucket right now. You can't live off your 401k, okay? You can't live off the other stuff that you have, but you could be living off your Babe Ruth bucket had you properly set that up. Now, let's say that you're not in that position and you just started investing, okay, and this thing hit. So now you're in a little bit of a different circumstance, okay? Well, I've been dealing with a lot of young people that have been getting inheritance during this time, okay? So that's an advantage if you get an inheritance, if you get, even if it's just a small inheritance, $10, $15, $20,000. If you get something around 50 or 60 or even 100,000. We dealt with somebody the other day that received $250,000 from a grandparent, okay? You can use those assets if you properly do it during a time like this to protect you, even though you're not able to do the things because you're either not working or things have changed during your particular circumstance. Again, remember, we preach that circumstances changes all of our lives. And so if you look at your current estate plan and you're uncertain of what's going to happen in the future, you don't know where you're going to be, you don't know if they're going to shut down again or if all this is going to happen, it does make sense to start thinking about what could happen to your family in a worst case scenario. So in that particular case, you need to make sure that your health insurance is taken care of. You need to make sure that maybe you should have some term insurance if something happens to somebody in your family, so you can take care of the family needs. Now, I'm not against having a term bucket with some of the things that you have, but I would highly recommend you have a term bucket with living benefits. Okay, and if you don't know what that is, make sure you contact us, because most people don't. It has disability in it. It has nursing home policy in it. It has cancer plans in it. It has certain situations where if you need some of the money up front, you can get it. It's all about living benefits. You can take it against the policy while you're alive. You don't have to die to receive it. Okay, it's not like a mutual fund or a variable annuity, where a variable annuity you have to die to get all your money back. It's not like that. A living benefit design program will give you living benefits while you're alive, and it's kind of a neat strategy. It's in the Babe Ruth Bucket book. If you'd like to get a copy of that book for free, you can call us at 866-848-7688, or you can order it online at lcitaxfreeretirement.com. We'd be more than happy. It's in the book. It talks about that particular scenario. The other thing fund what you can when you can, and what I mean by that is a lot of people got a stimulus check. Yes. Okay, so they got that stimulus check, and a lot of people went out and blew it. Okay, and that's very similar to what they do when they get their tax refund. Yes. Okay, so what if we would have took the stimulus check? What if we would have took the tax refund, just a third of it, and kept putting it in something where we're still maintaining an opportunity for us to have a retirement? I let you spend 2/3 of it. What's wrong with that? So if I got $1,200 and I put $400 away, why is that a bad idea? I let you waste $800 of it. Okay, you're still going to be ahead if you do that. Okay, now I'd highly recommend you do more than that, but that's on you. And I understand the circumstances are different for everybody, and not everybody's debt free. If you're debt free, you could have put more in there. But even if you're not debt free, you can still take that money and put a little bit of it back. So again, you're prepared for if this thing happens again. If you'd have had a rainy day bucket for this situation, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But most people do not. 95% of people don't even have $1,000 in the bank. That's ridiculous. Now, you're told by some gurus out there that $1,000 is all you need. Really? When's the last time you tried to get a new refrigerator? When you try to get a new fix your car, it just costs $1,000. I say you need 15 to 20% of your annual salary in a savings account. Yeah. So if I make, $50,000 a year, I need $6,500 in the bank, just in case something happens. Not $1,000. That's old school. But that's the same thing that the gurus preach over and over and over and over, just because it's easy to say. Why don't we tell the truth? Why don't we speak the truth? You're going to need a whole lot more than $1,000. Go try to buy a brand new refrigerator for $1,000 or a brand new washer and dryer. Yes? And when these things happen, they always happen when you don't need them to happen, correct? It never happens when you're ready. It never does. But you know what? Somehow you survive. Yes? Well, let's make it easier on yourself by becoming debt-free and by having ourselves a rainy day bucket, and then you're able to do the things you need to do. Let your money work. Okay, one of the things that people don't understand sometimes is that if you have, let's say, an account where maybe you have a fixed index annuity and it has $250,000 in it, okay, and you say, okay, what's my interest? I'm making 7%, so that's a decent amount of money. That's about $14,000 a year that you can use and not touch the principal. That's a good idea. So that throws a little extra money in your pocket during times like this, yes? And you say, well, not everybody has that. Well, then I'm not talking to you. See, that's the problem that I have with the Susie Ormans, the Dave Ramseys, the Clark Howards. They believe that one shoe fits everybody. Well, it doesn't. Some people have those buckets. Some people don't. So just because that particular individual can do it and you can't do it doesn't mean that other person shouldn't do it. Wouldn't you like to be that person? Well, if you would, you need to call our firm. Call the Liam Group. Call Legacy Consultants at 866-848-7688. The difference between me and Dave Ramsey is I'll actually talk to you. Good luck talking to him. He's not coming to your house. You're not going to his office. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm a consultant and I'm a retired financial planner. Now, if your financial planner is still working, get another one. All right. Let's understand the market volatility. All right. With the market right now, it's doing great. Right? It's doing great. It hit 30,000. People are excited, right? Okay. So is now the time to jump into the market? I would say no. What do you mean it's doing great? It's at 30,000. Why don't you wait till January? When's it? When I got my film guy here. When does Biden take over? Yeah, so he takes over January 20th if he does. And if he does, the market's going to go down to 6,000. That was too easy. So that's when you want to get in, okay? You don't want to get in, and I don't think that's going to happen. But at 30,000, maybe put a little bit in. But again, I would go with a dividend or a blue chip company, okay? And again, I would talk to Kevin, our guy, Kevin Kretzmeyer, that does that stuff. That's not my thing. But if you were to do that, that would be my suggestion. But I would never put a lot of money in the market while it's breaking records. I would wait till it corrects itself or something like that. And maybe, that's just me. The other thing is that we live in a society now where everything is remote. Okay. And I know a lot of people, they love our seminars. We do a lot of seminars at restaurants, and we do a lot of seminars at colleges and that kind of stuff, and that's kind of stopped. We will be starting back up on remote seminars where people can check in and if you watch the seminar, you get a gift card for taking the time, to watch us at the end of the seminar. And we like to try to set up a virtual appointment with you if we can. We still do one-on-one. If the COVID's a big issue to you, we can do a mask. I can't particularly wear a mask because I have health issues. However, I will wear one if it makes you feel comfortable or whatever. But I'm a big fan in believing that if you're 6 feet away and you have your mask and it works, we should be fine. But we can also do virtual or Zoom. We can do a phone call. We can do those things. Don't stop working on what you're trying to, your eventual goal is just because of this situation, this circumstance. One of the things I hated hearing all year long is that this is the worst year ever. Well, I remember in 1964, a lot of boys, when they got out of high school, were going straight to Vietnam. That was probably a pretty crappy year too, don't you think, Mr. Photographer? So I think people need to look at perspective. I think we're spoiled. I think we're tremendously spoiled with, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, I can't do that. Well, there's some people that are never going to be able to do anything. And my biggest problem with this whole circumstance is the collateral damage that's going on in this country. And we need to start picking up ourselves and saying, hey, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. We're going to do what we need to do. We're grown-ass adults, and we can handle our own circumstance. If that's not you, I may not be the guy for you. But most of the people that I know are true Americans. They want to do this. They want to get through this, and they want to do it in the safest way they can, but they want to get on with their lives. Well, that's us. So, again, thank you for listening to the Babe Ruth Bucket podcast. You can catch me at 866-848-7688. That's our 24-hour hotline. They can find me within 24 hours, and they will get a message to me. You can also go to our website, lcitaxfreeretirement.com. Watch our videos, and you can ask questions and order our book, The Babe Ruth Bucket. Thanks for your time. Am I being too smart-assy? No, okay. I could really go off. You've seen me work.
No, that's just the right amount.
You've seen me work.
That's just the right amount of stuff.
You've seen me work. Is this what you wanted?
Exactly.
Am I making you happy?
Yes.
Should I Should I cut another button down?
Get on it. We got 2 more.
3 more.
3 more. We got 3 more. Make it go.
All right. You ready?
Yeah. We got to be out of here before 7.
I can.
That gives us 45 minutes. We're good. So
good.
Let's get the other 3 done.
Ready?
Yep.
Welcome to the Babe Ruth Bucket Hour. This is Bill Thurman, or Liam, the author of the Babe Ruth Bucket, Myths and Truths of Tax-Free Retirement. You can contact us at 866-848-7688, or you can catch us at lcitaxfreeretirement.com. Today we're going to talk about risk tolerance versus risk capacity and knowing the difference. So with the economy the way it is, we wake up every day with this COVID baloney, and we look at the different things that are going on. And I don't say it in the sense that it's not real. I know it's real. I understand all that kind of stuff. But I think we make too much of simple things and even things that are major. You know, we need to reflect on how we got where we're at and what we're going to do to get out of where we're at. Many people are reviewing how they take care of their personal financial life right now. How should they change things? Now, if you're not in any situation where you are working, nothing's changed. You're still, maybe you're one of those people that are an essential worker, which I don't know why everybody in America is not an essential worker, but if you're an essential worker and you're still working, then nothing should have changed in your financial planning. You should still be doing the things that you're doing. Okay, not only that, you should still be giving to the church or tithing to people that need help, doing some extra things because you have the capability to do so. Now, if I'm one of those people that are not in that position, I can't be working, I can't get out, I can't do the things, then you're going to have to start saying, what is my risk tolerance? What is my risk capacity? What should I be doing now? Now, if I'm in a situation where I'm not doing as much as I was, and I have a 401k, or I have a 403b, or I have a TSA, whatever I have that's being controlled by the market, now may be the time to say, I want to change my risk to very moderate or very conservative because I'm not working right now. I'm not contributing to it. How on earth, if you're not contributing to it and you take a loss, can you have anything in a positive when you get back to work? You're not going to. So not only were you not able to contribute, you lost. You lost 30, 40, 50% maybe. Yes? Now, I understand the market's up at this point, but at one point last year, as high as it got, we were still negative for the year, which means you didn't make anything. So be careful with your risk tolerance during times like this, because if you're not working, you might want to change your strategies or have your person that you're working with do that. If you don't have anybody that can do it, you're more than welcome to call us at the Liam Group, the Legacy Consultants, 866-848-7688. Now, one of the things I really stress, if you have a 401k, TSA, 403b, one of those out there from another job, and you haven't worked that job for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you still have it there, what are you thinking? That is a huge mistake. You need to possess it, you need to control it, and you need to call us here at the Legacy Consultants, and we'll help you get that into your possession. Don't let the other company be controlling that. That's a huge mistake, and people do that all the time. Now, when you're looking at a risk capacity, there's a bit difference than what you would with risk tolerance, and that is the number of investors that are in stake, that have a stake in order to reach a financial goal. If you have a ton of investors putting things in, and it makes the risk a little bit better. We understand that, but when you're trying to look at a number of different, like a time frame for where you want to be on your, in when you finally get to retirement. So your capacity is, okay, I've got this much. I want to risk this much. This is my tolerance level. I'm really conservative now because I'm scared. But my capacity level is, I've only got 3 years left till I retire. So now I'm in a real box. So I have to change my risk tolerance because my risk capacity is short term now. Now I'm in real big trouble now. You see what I'm saying? You're in a real big problem. Okay, but if you don't make that decision and you stay at a high risk and you still have only 3 years left, you may not have anything to retire on. That's a big dilemma. So how do we fix that? How do I think that? And it's really a simple solution. One of the things that we're known for here at Legacy is we answer the questions that you didn't know to ask. I guarantee you a lot of you are looking at this video going, what the hell is he talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is right now is a bad time if you've got a short time or a short window for retirement. You're in a real bind if stuff starts failing. So it might be time to change your portfolio. If you have the easiest way to do this, and I tell people all the time, I get so aggravated when I listen to all these so-called gurus. They try to confuse you, try to scare you, try to get you to think you need to listen to them tell you how to think. This is real easy. You take your age minus 100. So if I'm 62 years old, I want to retire at 70. I know I got 8 years left, right? So my risk capacity is 8 years from now. Yes? Okay, so what happens then is that I have to figure out what I want to do between now and then, and how I want to moderate. So if I take my age minus 100, that means 62% of my investment should now be conservative. Okay, 62%. Okay, so then 38% can still be at risk. I didn't say you still couldn't have risk tolerance, but it needs to change. Do you follow me? So if let's say that I'm 35, then it's the other way around. Then I can have 65% at risk and 35% in conservative. But the problem that I see when I'm talking to people doing their strategies, consulting with them, is that they have 100% at risk. That's a huge mistake. There's nothing left if it all fails. So you need to be careful with that. You need to get the balance correct. The older you get, the slower you become on investing. The younger you are, the faster you can invest. You can do whatever you want, okay? Because you're able to get that back at some point. Yes. Now I still get upset when people say, "Well, I've got 20 years. I don't care. It'll be by the time I retire, it'll be right back." Well, let me ask you this. We did a strategies check one time where somebody put $100,000 in the market in 1999, and then in 2009, that 100,000 was the same 100,000 it was in 1999. Is that what you're telling me? Are you telling me that I'll just wait? It'll all come back, and you're right back where you started? I think I would change my strategy look out. I think I would say, hey, I need to do what Liam's telling me to do, because I'm missing something here. If you can get a 5, 6, 7% rate on a percentage of what you're doing to be there, then one of those buckets will be there. Okay. Again, don't be told how to think. All right. Start doing your own homework, doing your own strategies, and you'll be fine, okay? Once again, I appreciate you listening to the Babe Ruth Bucket Hour, and we will be back again probably in the next couple of days. You'll be able to catch us, and you can call us at 866-848-7688. You can ask for me. I still, like I said, even though I'm retired, I still do some consulting work and speaking engagements. You can also check us out on our website at lcitaxfreeretirement.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next time.